Let us pour libation to the ancestors, okay? Okay, because Jodie Turner-Smith has lost her damn mind. Let's get into it. Hey people, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Fleurette, and today we're here to have a little conversation. Maybe you're not used to these type of videos. You're used to me doing reviews on Ready to Love, which I did do a review for the reunion, and then I edited it, and then it kind of fell apart and it corrupted after 3.5 hours of editing it, and I just haven't summoned the courage to do it again. I've just like left it. I'm sorry, but that's just that. But today we're here to talk about Jodie Turner-Smith. Okay, and if you don't know who Jodie Turner-Smith, she's this gorgeous woman who is an actress. And I think she does other stuff, but I think she mostly does acting. She is like Jamaican, but lives in America and grew up in the UK. Very fabulous, beautiful chocolate sister who is married to Pacey from Dawson's Creek. I don't like Pacey. I never liked Pacey from Dawson's Creek. Everybody loved him, but I felt like he was a conniving piece of work. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, so she's married to Joshua Jackson, who is an actor. And recently, honey, we have to talk about this. Recently, Joshua Jackson was on the Jimmy Fallon show, and he basically revealed that Jodie Turner-Smith, who is his wife, she is the one that proposed to him. And let me just catch my breath. She was the one that proposed to him. Not only was she the one that proposed to him, he said she was adamant that they got married. She was adamant, meaning she insisted, meaning she forced him. Meaning she forced him. So today we're gonna have a quick chit chat about why that is problematic, okay? Why that is problematic for women to be first proposing. Second of all, proposing to a white man. Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, I would just like to put out a disclaimer that my eyebrows are looking very strong because I just got them microbladed literally like 2 days ago. So they're looking very strong right now. So don't be in the comments talking crap about my eyebrows. Wow, what you doing to your eye? Don't do that, okay? I mean, you can, but I'm just gonna delete it. Anyways, so let's talk about Joshua Jackson. Joshua Jackson is this actor. We all know him from Dawson's Creek, okay, that show about white people falling in love, living in some cabin by some river somewhere, okay? Because when you look at Dawson's Creek, you know, when you really look back at it as a black woman, it's just like white people problems, you understand? I can't relate because all of you lot live in nice houses, you go to a decent school, you know, it's just like, I don't know what you lot crying about. He was in that. Like I said, I was not a fan of his character particularly because I just felt like his character was an enemy in disguise, even though he was supposed to be like the good guy. I was like, yeah, but you're coming in between your best friend and his girl. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's disloyal. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Unless I'm remembering the show wrong, but I'm pretty sure him and Katie Holmes got it on, right? Anyways, and he was also in the Mighty Ducks. If you know about the Mighty Ducks back in the day, classic 90s kids film, he was in that. Even though I didn't know he was in it, I only just found out that he was in that movie. So he's this actor. Apparently he's pretty successful, but he's not necessarily, you know, a very famous actor. He's not, you know, I mean, he's best friends with Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds is like a bigger star. Ryan Reynolds is more like a movie star, you know, and whatnot. I mean, that's his story. To me, I'm not that interested. So Jodie Turner-Smith, she had a pretty normal upbringing, normal typical sort of like, you know, come from like an immigrant family, and her parents got divorced. Then she moved to America when she was a teenager with her parents and whatnot, and well, I think with her mother, and she's basically lived in America ever since. So as of recent, you know, her star has been rising when it comes to like movies and whatnot. We've really been seeing her more with the movie Queen and Slim. I think that movie kind of really put her on a map. People really started to speak about her, and people really started to pay attention to her and whatnot. And you know, people all like, who is this girl? You know, but she's been around for a little while. But you know, her star is rising now. Her star is rising. She's on his talk show. She's in the magazines and whatnot. To be honest with you, I mostly know her from like magazines, because I'll see her in like magazines and I'm like, wow, she's so beautiful. And it turns out she's an actress and not necessarily like a model. That's how I started paying attention to her, because I haven't really watched Queen and Slim. I haven't watched her movies, but I'm seeing her in magazines all the time, and I subscribe to fashion magazines, so I'm always seeing her in these fashion magazines, and she photographs so well. She's so stunning. So news came out a few years ago that her and Joshua Jackson were together. Then we blink, we open our eyes, boom, she's having a baby, and boom, she's already married to him. So we're like, bro, didn't you not just meet? Like, when did you lot get married? Well, you know, when did this happen? When did you get pregnant? Like, it all kind of happened really, really fast. And everyone's always, you know, the attention has been on their relationship for a while. That everyone's kind of noticing, you know, not noticing anything, but just, you know, we're all watching them just like, this came out of nowhere, didn't it? But here we go. So Joshua Jackson was apparently previously in a 10-year relationship with Diane Kruger, who was this like stunning, gorgeous German model. No, she model? No, she's an actress. She's in a few films as well. Like, I googled her and I was like, okay, I didn't even know you was in this film, and this is like one of my favorite films. So she was in like Troy and all these other films. They were together for 10 years as boyfriend and girlfriend. He never married her and never had a child with her. Nothing, just a girlfriend. And I read an interview where Diane Kruger actually said that when she broke up with Joshua Jackson, it was liberating for her. You know, those were the words. It was liberating. Okay, so that relationship was like prison for her, basically. For you to say the end of a relationship is liberating, that's a bit like, girl, what was happening in this relationship? But anyways, we go back to the topic. So it has now come out that, because people are fascinated with Joshua Jackson and Jodie Turner-Smith's relationship. So it has come out, he's on the Jimmy Fallon show, promoting his new role as Dr. Death or something like that, some show that he's on. And he, out of nowhere, starts talking about how basically his wife was the one that proposed to him, and she was adamant that they get married. And she did it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something like that. She was adamant that they get married. You know, him admitting that, I didn't see the purpose of it. Okay, you know, I didn't see the purpose of it. And what it has done now is it made everybody look at Jodie like, girl, you proposing to him? What it now looks like is like she's begging for this white man's approval. Okay, that's how I'm looking at it, honey. Because there's been interviews where I've read of Jodie, where she has said that, you know, her dark skin has been a problem for her when she was a child, because people did not accept her as a dark skinned girl. You know, she said she was rejected a lot by black men. She said, you know, she was treated differently because she had dark skin. I mean, her skin's beautiful, but she was treated differently, and she felt some kind of way about being dark skinned. And she said she felt more appreciated by white people. And I remember reading that interview years ago, not years ago, I think it was last year actually. And I remember thinking, that's weird. Especially now that you're married to a white man, because now it looks like you're married to him to gain validation from the Caucasian community. And then now it's come out that you proposed to this Caucasian man, honey. And so it's like, did you propose to him because you want to have a light-skinned child? You don't want to have a dark-skinned child with a black man, because then they might go through the same thing that you go through? Did you want to marry this man because you want that validation from a white man to be like, look, even a white man thinks my beautiful black skin is beautiful? You know, like, there's so many things when I read this that I'm just like, I don't know about that. And for him to say she was adamant that they get married, you know, that word adamant, it's like he was forced into it. It was not something that he was trying to do, you know, because one thing about this new generation of women, these modern women that we are today, you know, some of the stuff we're doing is so counterproductive. It's so stupid. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not of the belief that women should be proposing to men. Okay, that makes no sense to me as a woman of this era, that why you would go and propose to a man, any man, and then you're gonna go down on your knees and propose to a white man. Whether you stood up, you jumped up, or you were on your knees, you proposed to a white man who's basically said in this interview that he wasn't really trying to marry you because he said you were adamant. Okay, he didn't say, oh, she wanted to propose, she proposed to me and I was like, yay, let's get married. You know, it was like she was adamant, so I had to go ahead with it. Do you know what's even more crazy is the fact that Jodie Turner-Smith has talked about when her and Joshua Jackson met. And she said they met in this party and she thought he was attractive, she thought he was cute, and then he kept following her around and whatnot. And he also alluded to that that whole scenario as well. But you know, one thing she didn't say when they asked her about how she met her husband is turn around and say, oh, I proposed to him and I made sure that he said yes and that we were getting married. That's one thing she didn't say. But he's come out and said it in this interview with Jimmy Fallon, and we're all sitting there like, was that necessary? Was that necessary for you to say this? Because I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed for sis. I'm embarrassed for sis. You can tell me how you feel about it. Maybe you're the kind of woman that would propose to a man because you love him so much. But my thing is this, if he loves you, he should propose to you, honey. Okay? He should propose to you, honey. Okay? He should want to give you his last name. Okay? And I'm also of the belief that if a man doesn't want to give you his last name, he should not have access to your uterus. All these men who are out here that don't want a marriage, but they want to have you carry their child, carry their seed. Oh, I don't want a wife, but I want to have children. You need to have a wife to have children. That should be the stipulation for every man. You want some children, you need to make that woman your wife, okay? I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but look what happened with DMX's girlfriend. He's passed away and everything, and she couldn't claim common-law wife and everything, so now she's out in the cold because she's not his wife. She was not his wife. She was just his girlfriend. Okay, so all his estate and everything, if it's not for the mercy of the children and whoever is running the estate, it's gonna go to them and she could be left in the cold. Okay, you have no benefits. And I'm not just talking about financial benefits. You want to have that security as a woman. Why would you, if a man ain't trying to marry you, he shouldn't have access to your uterus. Okay, and if he's not trying to get down on one knee or propose to you, whatever way, maybe some people don't believe in getting down on one knee, but if he's not trying to propose to you and make you his wife, why the hell are you getting on one knee or jumping up or standing up and asking him to be your husband? Child, I'm telling y'all, to me, this is a sign of end times, when things that don't make sense are starting to make sense or something, and things that are supposed to make sense don't make sense. Like, good becomes evil, evil becomes good. We're sitting there just like, what the heck is happening? And also for me, like, it just doesn't sit well in my spirit, in the spirit of our ancestors, okay, in the spirit of her ancestors, where she comes from, for her to be asking a white man to make her his wife. Honey, if he wanted to make you his wife, he would have made you his wife. And I'm really of the belief that when a man meets a woman that he is serious about, he takes the steps to show her he's serious. So if that man isn't taking those steps, it's because you are not it. And I'm also of the belief that when things are not meant to be and you force it, they're going to break no matter what. Whether it happens this year, next year, 15 years from now, the longer it takes to break, the worse it's gonna be. When you force a situation, when you force a relationship, then you force children into that relationship that's not meant to be, and deep down in your gut you know it's not meant to be, but you're not gonna admit it. You want to keep on keeping on, okay? But eventually it falls down, it crumbles. Because the way Joshua Jackson was even saying it, it was like there was resentment in his heart. Like, he said it with such vigor. I was like, you should be lucky a woman like her even sits next to you, sweetheart. Okay, because I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but Joshua Jackson ain't it. Okay, he ain't a snack to me, honey. Like, and maybe he's even jealous of the fact that at his age of 46 or something, or 44, however old he is, you know, his wife is achieving what he has achieved in half the time. That could cause a person to be resentful. If it's taking me 20 years to be here and it's taking you, what, less than 10? What the hell? What the hell? there could be resentment there as well, because the way he said it, the energy of which he was putting it out on, it was just like, sweetheart, this ain't it. And let's be honest, you know, people weren't even checking for Joshua Jackson until he started dating Jodie. Okay, we weren't checking for you, sweetheart. We weren't checking for your interviews. We weren't checking for your articles or anything, your pictures, nothing. We were not checking for you, okay, until you started dating this woman. And for you to then go on TV and embarrass her, it's embarrassing. Okay, you know why it's embarrassing? Because she didn't tell the story. Okay, if she was that person, she would have told the story. Because like I said, I've watched the interview with her talking about her relationship with Joshua Jackson, and she's never mentioned the fact that she proposed to him. Okay, she mentions everything else, how they met, and now how he was a one-night stand. She even said that he was supposed to be a one-night stand. It just carried on. Okay, she never mentioned the fact that she got down on one knee and then went and proposed to him. But he went and told people this, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry, maybe other people have different views, but you can put your comments down below, and we could have a little dialogue. But do you think it is proper for a woman to propose to a man? Because if that's the case, honey, then men should be getting pregnant. If we're doing it, if we're switching roles, let's switch roles, honey. Okay, then they should be getting pregnant, because if we're the ones proposing to them, you should be carrying our seed then, right? Sweetheart, this ain't it, okay? Sister Fleurette ain't happy. But let me know what you think, whether you think this is okay, whether you've done this, your friend has done this, or whatever. Let's have a little dialogue and figure out what the hell is going on with these modern women of today. Okay, so until then, make sure to click that subscribe button and share with your friends and your colleagues and everybody else, and let's start this dialogue. Is it proper for a woman to propose to a man? Let me know in the comment sections below, and make sure to like and tune in next week. Actually, tune in on Wednesday. We're doing videos on Mondays and Wednesdays now, honey, okay? Tune in on Wednesday for my next video. You have a child with a man and you don't respect the man. Stop having children with these men you don't respect, okay? And if you can't find a man you respect, do not have children.